Hey guys, what's up? It's Julie. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. Today's video is going to be my second FlossTube video, which is a video about cross stitch. And if you're not interested in cross stitch and you're looking for my other normal content, this is not it. But don't worry, I do have a non-cross stitch related video coming right after this one, so stay on the lookout for that if this doesn't interest you, and I will see you in that video. If you are here for the cross stitch, welcome, and like I said, my name is Julie and this is going to be my second FlossTube video. So if you want to check out my first FlossTube, I posted it a little over a week ago and I showed my whips, not my whips, that's what I'm showing in this video. I showed my finishes and I also gave a little introduction about myself. So if you want to see that, then just head on over there. This is actually the second time I'm filming this video because I filmed it yesterday and I sat down to edit the video. It was a 47-minute video. That's the longest video I've ever sat down and filmed and just talked straight through. And when I sat down to edit the video, I said between my sentences probably a million times in that video, and it was really annoying me when I was editing it. So I decided I don't want to upload something that even annoys me to listen to. So I am refilming this video. So hopefully I can do it without saying so many times like I just did. I didn't really get into cross stitch until March. I explained that in my last video. So I have 16 whips and then 2 projects that I'm not going to finish, and I have them all in a notebook. So yeah, there's not a ton of whips, but 16 is a good amount for March to August. For August, I'm going to be doing Arbitrary August, I think it's called. I saw Michelle from Bendy Stitchy talk about it in her recent video. I can't remember who she said was the original, or who she had heard it from, but basically I got this app. I think it's called Tiny Decisions, and you put all your whips on the wheel, and then you spin the wheel each day, or each week, however you want to do it, but I'm going to do each day. And whatever it lands on is what you stitch for that day. So I put in a little video right there, and so it landed on Believe which is a Heaven and Earth Designs by Sue Miller. So I started stitching on that today, and I've done around 300 stitches, I think. So that will be really good to get some stitches on all the projects. Okay, so let's just start. Oh, I also wanted to say that since I am 19 and in college, my budget is not very big. So I do not have any cross stitch or project bags. I don't know what I'm focusing a lot on not saying that I'm having a hard time. I don't have a lot of, or any project bags or needle minders or anything like that. And I pretty much only stitch on Aida with DMC. So I would love to try stitching a silk, but like I said, I just can't do it right now. I'll get there eventually. It's okay. Okay. So whip number 1 is Stitch Rovia Butterflies. This is an Etsy pattern, like I said, Stitch Rovia, and the designer's name is Emma Congdon. I'll put it on the screen. I'm sure you guys know her Etsy shop. She has a really good designs. So this one is Butterflies, and that is what it will look like when it's done. Just a bunch of butterflies with floral designs on their wings. And I'm doing this on 18 count Aida. Show you that. So here's what I have done. All my little butterflies. This butterfly right here is my favorite so far, I think. Or this one. But yeah, I really love this design. I think I counted and I have around like 12 more butterflies to go. So it's a little bit over halfway, I think. Also, I'm going to be putting my projects back in the bags as we go, my little Ziploc bags, because I don't want a big mess at the end of this video that I have to clean up. So sorry about the crinkling noises and stuff. I can get it in there. Okay. So WIP number 2 is a Heaven and Earth pattern, and this is the Mountain Cabin by Dominic Davison. I will put what it will look like finished right here on the screen. It's a really pretty cabin. And here's what I have so far. You can see the tree coming together and the 3 little birds, which just look like dots up close. But that is what I have so far. I literally love this so much. I just love seeing full coverage patterns come together. And I'm doing this on 18 count Aida. A lot of my projects are on 18 count Aida. I basically buy all my fabric from Michaels, and so they have a lot of 18 count Aida. I am stitching that on Pattern Keeper, so there's what it looks like on there. Pattern Keeper says I have done 9,527 stitches out of 75,000 stitches, which is 12.6%. So, not very far. Oh, this is the mini pattern, by the way. I forgot to say that. This is the mini version of the pattern. So, yeah, it'll be a little bit quicker to stitch than normal size. Alright, so WIP number 3 is Peppermint Purple's Sal, which is black work. And I started this, oh, I forgot to say, I started this Heaven and Earth Designs, the cabin, on May 1st. I do not have all of the start dates because I didn't used to write it down, and a lot of the start dates I just took from when I took a picture of them, because I sometimes will take pictures of the day I start it. So I don't have the start dates for everything, but I'll tell you if I do have the start date. So anyways, the third WIP is Peppermint Purple's Blackwork Sal, and I started this on May 12th. So obviously I don't have a finished picture to show because it's a Sal. So here's what I've done so far. I actually started when they were on week 19. And you got to choose your quote for that box. So I chose "Enjoy Today" because I think that's a nice little quote. And I am a few weeks behind, so they've already done that box and then a rectangle, and then there's like 3 down here I think so far that have been released. So I'm about a month behind, but I did recently start the border. There's not like a set border for this Sal, it's just the plain rectangle, but there's some borders to choose from on Peppermint Purple's website that she created maybe, and then there's another tab for group members in the Facebook group that have made some borders. So this is one that a Facebook group member made and is on the Peppermint Purple website. Like I said, I had started a border along here, you can see, but I didn't really like it, so I picked it out, and now I'm doing this one, and I just recently did that part this week. So I really need to get back to this and get back to being caught up, but I just love the designs and I don't know what word I'm trying to say, but yeah, I think it's really beautiful, so need to get back to that. And if you want to join that Sal, you just have to join the Peppermint Purple Sal Facebook group, and that's where she releases the patterns. It's free, by the way. Okay, so number 4, WIP number 4 is Pandemic by Long Dog Samplers, which, if you don't know, which you probably do know, but if you don't know, it was a free pattern release for about a week, but now you can purchase it on their website if you missed that opportunity. And it looks like this when it is done. So, very big and a lot of stitches. And this has honestly been a focus piece for me ever since it was released, because I really love working on it. So here's what I have done. Basically, I've completed page 1 and 2 and 6, and now I'm working on completing page 7, and then I have like half of page 3. So that is what I've done. And actually, when I started this, I somehow didn't flip the fabric the correct way. It's supposed to be going this ways because it's longer than it is wide, but somehow I didn't pay attention to that and I accidentally started it sideways. So to make sure that it fit, I stitched the entire side of the outside border to make sure that it would fit on my fabric, and it does. When I noticed, I'd already like pretty much done all of page 1, and I really did not want to pick it out and restart, so it fits though, so it's all good. I'll just have to cut some fabric off the side over here, but that's okay. So, and I started that on June 21st, and again, it's on 18 count Aida, which I'm sure you could guess. But yeah, like I said, this has been a focus piece, which is why I have been able to get so much done, because I pretty much work on that and then might put a few stitches in something else every day. And Pattern Keeper says that I have stitched 15,671 stitches out of 77,265, which is 20.2% complete. I'll show you what it looks like on Pattern Keeper if I can zoom out. Pattern Keeper is kind of annoying to zoom out because it lags so much. At least on my little Kindle, it does. But that is what I've done so far. So, really loving that one, and I love to see all of the different color combinations that everyone's choosing in the pandemic Facebook group. So, loving that. Okay. So number 5 is actually one that I am contemplating stopping because I don't know, I kind of got annoyed by it. It is a dimensions kit called Quiet Night. Here's what it looks like. I mean, it is really pretty, and I would love to do it and like have the finished piece, but I'll show you. So this is what I've done so far. You can see the little fox down here, and then a lot of the house, and then the tree. And I think this is really pretty, and I would like I said, I would love to get it done, but there is so much of this dark blue stitching on the dark blue, which just is driving me crazy. So if I do continue this, I think that I'm gonna pick out those stitches and just leave the fabric to be this guy and not stitch the blue, because it's really annoying. And I know that some of it is supposed to be mountains, but I think I would just have it be a plain background sky and just do the little white French knots on the fabric. So that is the plan probably. But honestly, I have no rush to even get back to it. Maybe once it's cold outside again or something. Which, by the way, I'm wearing this sweatshirt. It is not cold outside. I'm just under the air vent, so it's cold in my room. Okay. So number 6 which is another one that I'm thinking about changing. So this is from Simply Cross Stitch magazine, and it is 1 Corinthians 13:13. I think that's just the name of the pattern, but this is what the finished piece looks like. It says, "And now abideth faith, hope, love, and the greatest of these is love." And I just think it is a really pretty piece. But, so I started this on 22 count Aida, which was a mistake because it is so small. I really wish that I had started it on 14 or 11 count so that it would be like a big piece, or at least bigger. But so I'm probably gonna change and start this again on a different fabric count. But you can see it has like a lot of back stitching, which I think looks really good on 22 count because it's just so, I don't know. I like the way it looks. I don't have a start date for this one. I just know it was 2020. Okay. So WIP number 7 is a pattern by Rosewood Manor, and it is Dreaming of Mums. Here is what the pattern looks like. This is so beautiful. I love the colors in this. Pink is my favorite color, so I just think this is really, really pretty. And I want to stitch the other ones too. I know they have a sunflower one and a couple other ones, so I do want to stitch the other ones as well. This calls for Weeks Dye Works thread, but I do not, like I said, it's just easier for me to have a set of DMC and just stitch with that because it's cheaper than buying new stuff for all these projects. So I converted the Weeks to DMC, so it is not exactly the same. Well, first of all, I'll show you. This is what I've done so far. Oops. This is what I have done so far. One motif, some of the backstitch words, and then start of the second motif. So, oh, also, I know the border is not very big, but I don't really plan on framing these ones, so it's okay that the border's not huge. But because I converted to DMC, the colors are not exactly the same as what it looks like with the Weeks, but that's okay. I still think that it will look really nice, so I'm not worried about it. And again, I don't have a start date for that. I just started it in 2020, and I'm doing that on 18 count sand Aida that I got from 123 Stitch, and I also got the pattern from 123 Stitch. Need a sip of a drink. Okay, number 8 is Heaven and Earth Designs Believe by Sue Miller, which is the one that my wheel of WIPs, oh no, some of my projects just fell on the floor. This is the one that my wheel of WIPs picked for me to do today, so I did get some progress in this today. And I started, oh, here's what it will look like when it is done. I started this on July 10th. Here's what I have done so far. Not much, but today I put in all of these blue stitches right here. And this is in a huge hoop, because I started off in the corner, but now I decided I want to try to do one color at a time, so that's why it's in such a big hoop, so I wouldn't have to move a small hoop around a lot. And I think I said maybe, I'm doing that on 18 count Ada, surprise. Okay, I'm gonna go pick up the WIPs that fell, and I'll be right back. Okay, so WIP number 9 is Consider the Lilies, but, okay, let me explain this. Alright, so for WIP number 9, I saw a Facebook market post for, it was like a big tote with 2 boxes of floss that were wound on bobbins. One of the boxes was DMC and the other one was some brand from Amazon that I'd never heard of. And then it also had a bunch of fabrics, mostly 14 and 11 count. There was some 12 by 12s and 12 by 18s, I believe. And then it also came with a bunch of like really old cross-stitch books, magazines, whatever you want to call them. So for WIP number 9, oh, I bought the Facebook Market thing, which it was $40 for all of that, so that was a really good deal. And this was one of the little booklets that it came with, which is Fay Ray Stitchery's Book 4, which is 1981, printed in 1981, and it also says it's the 2nd revision. I don't know what that means, but I'm doing the pattern right here on the front. Consider the Lilies. I'm not going to finish it on a pillow. So the person I bought this from off of Facebook Market had already started stitching it. So she had done just the word the. So I stitched Lilies and Matthew at 628 and then the start of that border. Another one of my WIPs just fell again. But yeah, so that's what is the progress on that. Not much, but I will basically stitch it all together, if that makes sense. Not so far apart from each other, they'll just be like close together. So, and my WIPs just fell again, so let me pick them up again. So WIP number 10 is a kit from Walmart. It is a Jan Lynn Needlecraft kit called All Things Are Possible. I have the tiniest start on this. There's what the finished piece will look like. It just says, with God, all things are possible, Matthew 19:26. I really love the little butterflies. I really like butterflies. You can't tell, I have some on my nails. And I also have a tattoo of a butterfly. Okay. This is literally the smallest start ever. So here's what, oh, it goes this way. Here is what I started on it. Just a little bit of the flowers. And honestly, if I actually picked this up and tried to put work into it, it would be a pretty fast stitch, but I just haven't really stitched on it in a long time. Alright, so WIP number 11 is Country Cottage Needleworks Let Us Rejoice. This is a pattern that I also got from 123 Stitch. So here's what it will look like. It says, "This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it." I really love the little house and the trees. But I actually started this on this blue 14 count Ada that I got from Michael's. So I've done the top green border, the leaves, and then like one of the flowers. And I think this will look really pretty on the blue, but I'm not sure how I feel about the green on that blue, so I don't know. Basically, the reason I picked the blue fabric is because I thought that the house would look really cute on blue. And I still think that. So I'm still going to finish it on the blue. I just am a little bit iffy about that green. And I started that in June. I don't know in a specific day, but I think I said that's 14 counts. Ada. And then my WIP number 12 is also on 14 count Ada. It is a green fabric, and this is, I started a second Peppermint Purple Sal, so I'm doing 2 different color versions. I'm not very far on this one at all. I'll put it next to the other one, but I'm doing this in Christmas colors because I thought it would be really pretty. Let me get to the, I almost dropped it. But here is the other one. So obviously I'm not very far along on the green one, but you can see how much bigger it is compared. I'm not doing a very good job of showing this, but here, let me put it on this side. There we go. So this one's 18 count and this one's 14 count, and you can just see how much bigger the 14 count makes the design. Just thought that was a cool comparison. So I really need to get caught up on this and find a border for it. I love the way that the white looks like lace on the dark fabric. And again, I don't have a start date for that. Oh, oops, I forgot to put it back in its bag. In its home. See, this is I'm only at 30 minutes right now. And I have 4 more to talk about, plus the ones that I'm not gonna keep stitching on. When you film something twice, it always goes quicker the second time because you already know what you're gonna say. So anyways, WIP number 13 is another one by Stitch Rovia. Again, Emma Cogden is the designer. Here's what it will look like when it's done. I'm working on this one off of my tablet, so I don't have the printed out picture, but that's what it will look like. It's called Summertime. This is what I've done so far. I have completed the first box, which just says Picnic in the Park with the little flower and the butterfly. Again, love the butterfly. And then I started on this second rectangle that says barbecue. I basically just need to fill in the rest of the orange stitches. I love how these Stitch Rovia patterns have so much blocks of color because it's just like a easy stitch. You don't have to think too much. You can just watch your show while you stitch away. So I think I did this block in 2 days. And also I started this on July 25th, so not too long ago. I actually honestly can't believe that it's already August. This year has felt like the longest but fastest year ever, if that makes any sense. But yeah, so that's what I've done on this one. Again, 18 count Ada. My grandma actually bought me the fabric for this one from Joann's, so thank you, Grandma. Well, I call her Meemaw, but okay, so number 14. WIP number 14 is another Etsy designer. Her shop is Tara Stitch. I'll put it on the screen. So this one is boho. Oh, here's what it will look like. And this one is called Boho Faces. This is what I have done so far. Not much. And I kind of have adapted or like changed the pattern a little bit just to fit on here instead of in a circle like it's shown, I think. So that is what I've done so far on this. And then I have its companion piece. So this is another Terra Stitch design. Here's what it will look like. Also, this is WIP number 15. So this one's called Desert Sun. Here is what I've done so far on this one. I really only need to fill in these mountains with their color. And also fix this. The back stitching came out right there on the sun, so I need to fix that. And then I also have a third design from Terra Stitch, and I'm going to put them, all three of them, like hanging above each other on my wall when I'm finished. So I really need to get back to these ones to finish them from my wall. And the last WIP. So my last WIP is a Mill Hill kit. I actually bought this because in my last video I showed my finish of the XOXO baseballs that I did for my boyfriend. And I had bought this one at the same time as I bought that pattern because I didn't know which one I wanted to stitch yet. So I bought both. So this one is Baseball Mitt by, like I said, Mill Hill. So basically, I did the other one for my boyfriend, but I was like, you know what, I have this one in my stash, so I might as well stitch it too. So this is what I've done so far. Not much, but... Also, this would be my first experience with beads. It has some beads along the side, and then that star bead in the middle, so... I think this one is going to be really cute if I ever get back to it. It's kind of boring for me because I'm not super into baseball. My boyfriend's not watching this, but I like watching him play baseball. I just don't care for it that much outside of him. So that was all of my WIPs that I'm still going to continue with. And then I have two that I decided to stop working on. So the first one is this one that I started to do for Jolly July, and it's an Etsy, I don't have the name written down, but it's an Etsy shop. I'll put it on the screen. This is what the finished one that I started will look like, and then I also bought 5 more of her Christmas sweater designs, and I was going to stitch them all together on like one piece of fabric with like a little border, and I even did a little metallic guy right there, but I didn't pay attention. This fabric is cut really not straight, so where the end of this, or like where this border goes, it cuts it off, like that line of where it is just goes away, and I didn't notice that until I was stitching it. So I can't continue this on this fabric anyways. I do want to stitch this on a different piece of fabric, but I don't know when I will get around to starting that because I'm trying not to start anything new until I have a finish. So I don't know when I will ever get back to that. And then, but if I do get back to it, it will get added to my WIP list. Then the other one that I decided not to continue with. So I don't know if you guys know who Harry Styles is. He is a pop singer who came out of the British-Irish band One Direction. He came out, no he didn't. I was going to say he came out with music or something for some reason. No, I am really a big fan of his music, and so this is actually the second cross stitch that I started, and I didn't really know about like copyright stuff like that, so I put a picture of him into a website that you can make cross stitch patterns with, without realizing that I kind of should have the photographer, whoever took these pictures, permission to make it into a cross stitch, and I just didn't even think about that. So here's what I did on it. It's kind of a lot. That is the full width of the pattern. It's not a very big one. That's what I did on it. So it's like 2.5 pages out of the 6. Yeah, I think that this would be really cute finished, but I just don't feel right now that I realize that I probably should have the photographer's permission to stitch this. I just don't feel right doing it. And it's almost like impossible. Like, I don't know how to figure out who took that picture. So pretty much have decided to just stop doing it. Unless I ever decide to figure out and try to figure out who took that picture. Okay, I guess I'll show some of the patterns I have in my stash. So I only have 3. They're all kits, or no, there's 2 kits and 1 from 123 Stitch. So I only have 3 that I can actually show you. I have some from Etsy on my phone, which is what I'm recording on, so I can't show those ones, but that's fine. You will see them whenever I start them. But here's the ones I have with me right now. This one is another Jan Lynn needlework or needlecraft kit from Walmart. It says, "Love makes my house a home," and I really love that moon and the sun in the corners, and I just think this is absolutely beautiful. So I really do want to start that, but again, I'm trying not to start anything until I have some finishes. Then I got this design from Little House Needleworks. It is called Fear Not. It says, "Fear not, for I am with you. It says, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." So there's that one. My favorite color is pink, as you can tell by those lights. So this house, I think, is really pretty, and the girl's dress and the little sheep are just so cute. So love that one. And then I also, when I bought that baseball Mill Hill, I also bought this one, which is just a heart. It's called Love Stitching, and it's just a heart with some floss, the little cross stitch piece, and then some scissors, a needle, and then there's also the little scissor bead. This is so cute, so I really do want to do that one as well. Okay, I think that is all. For what I'm going to do for my videos, my upcoming videos, I think I'm either going to do weekly or bi-weekly updates on what I'm working on. There won't ever be a ton of haul, if ever. Maybe like every couple videos I'll have something to show for haul, because like I said, I don't have a huge budget to spend on stuff. So yeah, that just won't happen that often. So it'll mainly be updates on my WIPs, and then whatever else I want to talk about. So I'm thinking bi-weekly, just so that there's actually progress to see, but who knows. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to stick around for my upcoming FlossTube videos, and leave a comment. Say hello, ask a question, link your cross-stitch channel, whatever you want to do, just leave a comment. And also, I just wanted to say, I forgot to say this at the beginning, but I hit 500 subscribers. I think I'm actually at 524, I think is what it was at the last time I checked. So I've at least gained 25 subscribers from my last FlossTube video. So a huge thank you to everyone who has subscribed, because Hitting 500 subscribers after being on YouTube for 3 years feels really good, so thank you. And thanks for watching this video. I'll see you guys in my next one. Hopefully I didn't say too many times, because I kind of forgot to make myself not say it. So hopefully when I'm editing this, I didn't say that too many times. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.